Hello and welcome to episode 38 of our Timberborn Update 6 Wonders of Water playthrough with the Iron Teeth faction in Cycle 61 Day 1. This is the series finale, the final gasp of this playthrough here. And believe it or not, there's still a couple things we could reasonably do and enjoy the fruits of our labor. Just real quick, this crosshair right here is the first-person perspective mod. I did not think it worked. It didn't work when I first tried to use it, but I decided it would be worth trying again, and now it does work. We're going to take a look at that later. But today's goal is to, once again, set off the Earth Repopulator, which is going to take some time. I know it's our favorite phrase ever, but we're going to let them do what they need to do to grow some more berries. These are thankfully coming back in, so that's going to be something we can look forward to. And I think we can maybe put in at least one of these Torii gates here. So what we're going to have to do for that is we're going to have to put in one of the bot part factories and make at least the parts that have to go into that. So each of these require, for each limbs, one head and one chassis, so it's basically the same as a bot. And the metal one takes, well, metal, as one might expect, and the great wooden one takes the treated planks. We don't really have a great place to put this, so I don't think we're going to end up building it. But the great metal one is much more conducive to just placing it kind of anywhere. So if we can find a spot where it will actually fit and actually stay there, then that might not be such a bad idea. I'm thinking, because it's 5 wide, right? But everything is so symmetrical, it's going to be a challenge. So maybe like the only place this might actually fit would be to go right about, say, here, and then just have it span across the little bit right there. That doesn't look completely stupid, right? It's not centered on the sign, but I could take a screenshot from an angle like this, and it wouldn't look too bad. But yeah, we're gonna try building this, which means, of course, we're going to have to put in one of the bot part factories, and I don't really have a great place to stick it, which is unfortunate. I was a little bit stingy with my building here, so I think the best option we've got is unfortunately going to be to just, you know, plop this mess right here. It's not perfect by any means, but you know, it only has to work once. I literally only have to make a very, very small amount of these things. So I'll go ahead and I'll just, you know, shove this here. We'll make a couple of... I guess we could start with the limbs. It's going to take them time to make that anyway, so that's fine. Alright, so we're going to put this in that turbo mode, and we're going to keep on going. I know there are some of you who really, really dislike stuff being fast-forwarded, but, like, I'm not going to sit here and talk for an hour and a half while this accrues berries. You know, that's just not a good use of anybody's time. But... instead of just immediately time-lapsing, I figured we could take another little look at some of this stuff. Starting with the well-being. This was specifically requested to take a look if we're at max well-being, quote-unquote, what the bonuses are for the beavers. So let's just check and see how close we are. I think we're basically there. Yeah, with the exception of the detailer, the exercise plaza, and then, of course, the gate that we're building. We're just about there. So let's just pick... you know what? No, I don't have to do it this way. I can just open this panel. We can find whoever has the highest well-being. I see 82. See a whole bunch of 82s. I see some 81s, more 82s, more 82s, more 82s. I wish I could sort. That would be really great if I could do that. Bunch of 82s, bunch of 82s. Anybody higher than 82? I kind of don't want to scroll through all of these, but if I see one that's higher than 82, then we'll stop at it. But I think at this point we're just going to have to pick any given 82. Well, of course, now there's none on this page. Any given 82 and just see... No, I don't want to rename. Alright, Tyler Reynolds East. The bonus is a plus 180% to working speed from well-being 80. plus 75% movement speed from well-being 82, plus 130% life expectancy from well-being 77. So I'm assuming if it got to 87, it would be 100 and... oh, no, I'm sorry. Well-being 77 would give 130%. It's currently 120%. Because now the number changed, because of course that's how that works. But that gives you an idea. It's pretty much, each one of these is separated out in increments of 10, and it's plus another 10%. That's essentially what it is. The 70% is plus 170, 80, not 70%, 70 well-being is plus 170%, 80 is plus 180%, so on and so forth. It's just different increments for different stuff. But this particular beaver does not have the exercise plaza bonus, which I'm assuming they did have previously, because everything else is there. They just have to go exercise. Hey, there you go. So there's that 82%. So I guess right now that's the theoretical maximum. Until we have... wait a second. Does that actually have... Okay, great is going to be the next increment for that. But anyway, the point being, plus 80, plus 82 is... That's what that is. Alright, and of course, I'm sure this hasn't been constructed yet. Not even close. Yeah, and oh, the metal blocks are in there immediately, because of course they are. You see the little stumps right there. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this playthrough turned out in terms of aesthetics. Granted, we could have done maybe a little bit better in the layout, but I think this ended up being pretty good, all things considered. And it seems like the food has worked out really well. Everything, with the exception of the kohlrabies, is basically maxed out. We do still notably only have 325 beavers, which is something I am trying to fix. And you know what? The berries are actually a little further along than I thought they'd be. I think it helped that all these grew in at once. But I'm going to pause this for right now, just so we can make sure that all of our breeding pods are being fully utilized here. Just take a look down in the crevice, if you will. Yeah, so these are actually spaced out pretty evenly, so if we let this thing run long enough, we might actually have enough here. We got 12 of those there, and then another 12 on the bottom, so we do have a total of 24. It just seems like the problem is the beavers don't have enough time because, you know, they're doing all this working, but basically everything else is taken care of. Just have to have the time to get to the campfires and the rooftop terraces and all of that fun stuff. And, you know, there's only so much of this time that we can actually spend doing stuff like this. So, while we are waiting, go ahead and use this first-person mod, which I think is really cool. Something to note is that it doesn't seem to want to work with ladders, or at least I can't figure out what key would be to climb ladders. But you basically just select where you want to go. I'll go... We can go down ladders. We can't go up them. We'll go up here. And look at this. You just walk around like you're, you know, a beaver. And you can jump up to other things, and you can see different perspectives on whatever. Like, this is objectively kind of ugly, but... You know, we're just chilling right here at the thing all by ourselves. You see the lamps, and you can see the water wheels and stuff on the backside there. It's just, this is just a really, really cool thing to play with. Except now I don't know how I'm getting out of this. I might not be able to. The standard FPS stuff doesn't seem to work for climbing or whatever, but I can do shift to go fast. I think I might be able to get this to go down, maybe, if I play my cards right. But if not, then we might just have to hit escape and then try again on another lower level. Like, say, for example, right here. Let's try that. Yeah, okay. So you see, we got our mushrooms growing here, bad water pumps, all sorts of fun going on. This is the entrance to the breeding pods and all that fun stuff there. But I would love to be able to observe an exercise session from right here, because I think that's just going to be like the best possible angle of anything. Like, think about all the fun you can have with the thumbnails with this thing. Like, everything has such a grander scale when you're just sitting here like this. Oh, I wasn't on turbo speed. Okay, well, let's make sure that's running at all times. I just really, really like what we've got going on here. And yes, you can just jump down. And you can go around. I'm pretty sure I can just go down into the... Yeah, see, we've got our mangroves here. I think I can kind of stand on top of the trees even, depending on how I have myself situated here. Yeah, isn't this just wonderful? Like, look how ridiculous that is. It's just completely absurd. I love it. We got all of our canola here. We got our farmers coming in to grab stuff. Or they're just sitting there. And of course we have the waterfall that isn't actually a waterfall, but then I jumped into it anyway, so yeah, okay, I gotta escape out of that. But it's just good fun. It's just good fun doing stuff like this. Take a look right here. Of course, this is the end of the map, but like, look at all these. We got our scratchers here. We got some sort of Z fighting going on there. It's just really, really cool. Oh, hey, that got built. Neat. We're going to have to fix that later. But it is just really, really cool to see everything up close. And I'm pretty sure I can... Yeah. Oh, there's still dynamite in here. There's still dynamite in here that we didn't explode. Well, I think we can leave that alone. Because I am very curious what it looks like when we get to this floodgate, if we can even get past it. How did you fill time in today's episode? Well, let's see. Is it going to let me? Yeah, okay, well now we're on top of all this mess. But... Oh, I almost... Oh, look at this view. This is just really cool, man. What a fun mod. I'm so glad this works. Alright, I have... in terms of robot parts... Oh, I actually haven't made a single one, really? Well, I'm only gonna need... Wait, let's check this. Limbs. Oh, I only need one more. Okay. Well, that works, except it kind of doesn't because they already went to bed. But yeah, we're gonna let them finish this. And I guess we'll just have to keep monitoring it because we only need one head, we only need one chassis, but they do take some extra time to get done. I don't know, I really like what we got going on here. And of course, this is still paused because I'm trying to get those Earth Repopulators. The Beaver Repopulators, the pods, to go again. And I'm pretty sure 24 should be enough to get us back up there again. If they're kept fully stocked with the berries. But you know how it goes. It's never ever guaranteed. Never guaranteed. Alright, so give me that last 2% on this one limb, and then we will change it over to the next deal, get that situated, build that tour gate, and then we'll probably have to do a little bit of a time lapse, but I would like to do at least a little bit more actually taking a look at stuff. This is supposed to be like the celebration of the end of the playthrough and check out some other neat things that we don't normally get to see from certain perspectives. Alright, so 18 hours, that's definitely going to take another day. We can safely ignore that for a little bit of time. I just really like how this turned out. And I know you guys have had some different opinions about what should or should not go in different spots. And does this work? Does this not work? Should you have built this there? Whatever. But I think we can all agree that this ended up being something really cool that we don't normally do, especially being a smaller map, which is all good fun. So let's go ahead and reopen this guy. Now that we have more than enough berries to completely fill this. And we will go ahead and start our time lapse now. It's everybody's favorite time once again. But yeah, I would be very interested in knowing your personal favorite things from this series. If you have any opinions on that, I do always like to read all the comments and see what you guys have to say. But I think in terms of my opinion, I really like that we managed to do this more or less completely symmetrical thing in the middle where all the beavers live and have all their different recreational activities in the tiered terraforming. Even if it isn't perfect, and we probably could have done it a little bit better, we incorporated the existing natural overhangs, which is really fun. And I just think it's great to have access to all of these fun mods and different things to enhance the Timberborn experience. I love this game so much. It's a whole lot of fun, and I'm glad we get to share this with each other. But we'll go ahead and let the time-lapse do the time-lapsing, and see what it's going to take to get that other repopulator fired off, and hopefully get up to about 500 some beavers. Again, time-lapse is basically the only way this is ever going to happen. I'm sorry if you hate it, but it is what it is. We'll see you on the other side. We're going to set this bad boy off. And we're back. Cycle 62 begins, and with it, we have a fun opportunity, friends, to uniquely view the Earth Repopulator from first person. But before we do that, I wanted to show you something I just now noticed, which I thought was really, really cool. Where are all the beavers? Are they already at work? They might be. Well, take a look at this little guy. He's equipped. He's ready to fly off. He's got that old-style aviator cap with the goggles and everything. I thought that was really neat. But anyway, we have this wonderful, wonderful first-person mod. So why don't we try, if I can actually get this on here, why don't we try and watch this thing from right here once this starts going off. Although I can't click on it while I'm in first-person mode, so I am going to have to go ahead and launch this. Oh, and by the way, we have almost enough berries to do it again. So, yeah, you better believe we're going to have another time-lapse before the very, very, very end and set it off one more time, just because I really, really want this to be at 500. I had a couple of those beaver growing pot things, but doesn't seem to want to do too much. All right, so that has been placed. That has been set off. And now, look at this absolute gloriousness we're about to experience here from first-person perspective. Isn't that fun? Oh, look, they actually, you know, take a real flight path. They don't just go off into the sky forever. That's just so cool. I love this. I love this so much. It's got to be one of the best things they've added to the game in terms of stuff that just looks really, really cool. Especially now that we can look at it from a first-person perspective. Now I'm really interested to see what the Folktales one looks like from the first-person perspective. I don't know, maybe I'll just load up another map that I've already beaten with them. But, I don't know. I just think this is really, really neat. Then, of course, folds back up, and then everything's all said and done. But, man, don't you just love being able to walk around and just take a look down at everything? Like, I can't adjust field of view or anything while I'm in this mode, but you can get a pretty good handle on exactly what's going on in here. I can't walk inside the building at all, but how long have there been these little holes in the middle of these things here? That's actually really fascinating. Oh, here they go. They're coming to fill this thing up again. No. Anyway, you get what I'm putting down. This has just been such a fun playthrough, man. It's been so much fun. But let's take a look at this. We got, oh, the frog statue, of course. Where is, there it is, plus 9.6. Oh, you know what I should have done? Is I should have had that in conjunction with the Beaver Weekend. I completely forgot. Oh, well. So, all right. So, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and just pause this briefly so I don't use all my berries. But we're going to do our end of episode fun stuff. I know. But you got to understand, I'm looking at like over an hour of recorded stuff at this point, and this video is going to be like 20 minutes long again. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this thing all taken care of, get everything situated. I really, really appreciate you guys watching these videos, making this series possible, making everything possible. And of course, would be remiss not to mention Mechanistry themselves sponsoring the first 5 episodes of this series, which was awesome. Awesome, great fun to have them involved in this as well. And I cannot wait to see what we're going to come up with next. I've got some interesting ideas. You guys may like, you may not like. I don't know, we'll see. But this is the end of this series, of course. Beard Boosters made it possible. You see their names on the screen, been scrolling this whole time. But I always want to make sure the people who make stuff happen get the thanks they deserve, because it would not be possible nearly to this degree without all of the incredible support you guys have been throwing at me this year. It's been truly, truly incredible. So thank you very much for being here. Let's see what we got done in this time lapse in terms of beaver population explosion, because I really want to see if this will sustain 500 beavers, and I can't come up with anything else to pad for time. So we'll see on the other side for the final launch. All right, folks. I am out of time. So unfortunately, we're not going to get to 500 beavers, but we're at 431, and despite being at 0 work hours for the past day and a half or so, food is still holding pretty strong. Water's obviously going to go down a lot quicker than the food when nobody is pumping. But look at this. Average well-being 78. For some reason, they still aren't able to get everybody on the detailer and the exercise plaza, but everything else, with the exception of the broken teeth and the injury, that's not really detracting anything anyway. Everything's looking pretty good. And the Earth Repopulator is still at a plus 7.8. But you know the drill. We want to set this thing off. So, one more time. We just have to get the rest of this stuff in here. So I am going to have to turn the working back on. But we have all the bits and pieces. We have everything we need. So let's go ahead and get this thing all situated, ready to go. Let them refill it as one does. And then the last thing we do in this series will be setting this bad boy off. And let me tell you, I'm ready. It's been a whole lot of fun, but it's always nice to keep things fresh. So I'm excited for what comes next. And you should see the first video of that series on Friday. Of course, by the time this goes out, I'm actually going to be busy on the 31st. So I'm recording this on the 30th right now. But this will go live on New Year's Day, so I hope that you have a fantastic beginning of your 2025, and I know I'm definitely looking forward to all the fun that we're going to have with Timberborn and other games as well, getting back into some and getting into some new ones, and trying some other stuff that we haven't really done before on the channel based on your feedback on those surveys. So look for that video to come soon as well, since the surveys would have closed as of the time of recording this tomorrow, but as of the time of you watching this, yesterday. So let's get these last couple things in the Earth Repopulator, and it seems like we might be able to have this thing finished up against a beautiful sunset as the very last thing that happens in this playthrough. So, yep, here they come. Couple more bits and pieces, and that is going to be all she wrote. I lied. They weren't quite finished. So, yeah, bring me these last couple pieces. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Don't make me a liar. One more piece? Really? Come on. All right, there you go. There you have it, folks. The end of a fantastic playthrough. No matter what it is you're doing with the rest of your day, whatever it is, stay safe, have fun, Happy New Year, and we will see you again in the next one. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.